Hello. Y'all ready, sir? Y'all ready for some PoE 2? No. Y'all ready for some PoE 1? I have been playing today, off stream. I had a bunch of stuff to do today, like on and off, so I didn't want to, keep stopping and starting a stream, but now I'm ready to go till I get to maps. That's the plan. And then tomorrow, maps. So I'm like mid-act 6. Oh, hey protagonist. Good to see you. How you doing? I've been having fun in the campaign. Oh yeah, what's the weird thing? Right, that makes, yeah. I actually don't know how the explosive shot projectile behaves, you know? I don't feel like it's like affected by things like Pierce. You know, like it always explodes, right? The first thing it hits, I think. I don't know, I play on controller, so it's hard to tell. Do you play on mouse and keyboard? Yeah, but I mean, even with like Pierce stuff. Oh, whoops! No, I wasn't paying attention. Ooh, another limb. Yeah, I mean, do the projectiles pierce if you have pierce? Somewhere, I mean, I've had pierce on the tree and it never felt like the projectiles were like piercing, but they don't really do much damage anyway, right? It's all about that explosion. Right, yeah. I figured. Right. It's ground targeted, okay. Yeah, I was gonna do poison, and I was like looking at all of the creators' builds for it, and I was like, oh, should I go assassin or should I go pathfinder? And then I just thought, actually, I want to do ignite because ignite was the only thing I didn't do this season in PoE 2 because it wouldn't work on crossbows. So yeah, at the moment, I'm like half following Puget, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Half following his like, what build is it? Divine Ire, like League starter, and then like I think I'm planning to switch to Buffalo Baron's Ignite arc when I get my second ascendancy. But it also just seemed like if I wanted to like have a bunch of fun with PoE 1, Elementalist is like the most versatile. Yeah, I don't think I'm advanced in thinking enough in PoE 1 to be trying trying my own stuff, so I just thought I'll do Elementalist. It's super versatile. I can play like, I can turn it into like the Eviscerate build. I could turn it into a Wander. Just all round. Very, you know, very good league starter. I think for me, if I'm just going to play it like really hard for a week, I'll just do like one character. And then maybe I can try some different builds out on that one character, innit? Did you end up caving? Are you playing, or are you sticking with PoE 2? Am I going to use a bloodline? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the Elementalist Ascendancy is too good, right? What we're taking Shaper of Flames. Mastermind of Discord, I think. Yeah, maybe instead of Mastermind of Discord, I could find a Bloodline. And then take Shaper of Storms, because we're going Arc. Fire damage, cast speed, damage with poison. Yeah, we'll see, you know. We'll see what seems fun, good, all the above. I just threw on the disco genre on Epidemic Sound. I've not heard of Big City Pop. But this is fun. I like this. So if this is Big City Pop, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm just playing, you know, royalty-free music. Oh, the visual clarity in this game is something to be desired, you know? Sometimes I can't find the thing I'm trying to kill. Well, this is the 80s. Yeah, this is the 80s playlist on Epidemic. Who is this playing right now? This is Egoya featuring Kokorisa, Say a Prayer. Nice, I like it, it's fun. Good for a Saturday night, you know? Have a bit of a boogie while doing a Brain Dead campaign. PoE 1's campaign is way too easy. We've got it good in PoE 2. How's the music and game volume levels? Are they alright? But I tell you what, if I was a racer, I would have had a, you know, if I was anywhere close to being a racer, I found a pair of Gnomic Storms on level. They were completely wasted on me, you know, but imagine if someone like Havoc found a pair of Gnomics at League Start. They are bonkers good. Yeah, fair enough. I did turn the volume down earlier because I couldn't hear the streams I was listening to. Thank you for the feedback. turn up a little bit. Yeah, golems seem cool. I like the golems. Little army of pets running around, give me buffs. What am I looking for? This exit? Yeah. They nerfed them slightly, right? Oh, you mean like after the last set of changes? Yeah, I think, nah, this is the first League I've played in 5 years. I have missed a lot of the PoE changes. Chamber of Sins level 2. But yeah, they were at like what? I think the video I saw said they were 300% effectiveness you could get in 3.26, and now they're at like 250%, so the nerf is like very minor. They're just good now instead of broken good. Did I walk past the Ascendancy? I think I might have. Whoops. Alright. Am I doing reservation? Do-do-do. Oh, boots. Invasion ES? Probably right. Yeah. I'm gonna need to have pretty good stats for me to want to switch out of no mix though. Nope, no run speed. Bronze live. Oh, move speed. Okay. That actually looks quite good. It's probably not, but... go check out me breach. It was for work, so it was fine, thank you. What am I doing? I've got equipment. Yeah, I mean, it was for a full day workshop I was running, so. Caster mods. What else do I want? Remove the lowest modifier? More equipment? I guess I drop strength requirements. Do that. And then in the currency, I get Falborn. No, I hadn't been to Amsterdam actually since I was in my early 20s. I didn't really get to spend a lot of time enjoying the city though. I do have to go back in a couple of weeks for a 2-day workshop that I'm running. Maybe I'll have more time then. Maybe I'll get my partner to come meet me when the workshop's done and we'll have a weekend there or something. Get work to pay for the old travel costs. Alright, I'm gonna go this way. Head down there. Try to birth some currency. Bit of fun. Spend some graft blood. Get a lot of chaos. Try and roll some equipment. Why not? Oh, plus fire skills. Fire damage dispels, spell damage, crit chance. Pretty good dagger. Why not? You get to resummon me old lightning. You been to Amsterdam? You a fan? Look at this. And head back to the den is where I was, right? Yeah. Check my cheat sheet and make sure I'm not missing anything from Act 6. Done the 2 ascendancies. Oh, I don't think I've done any of the... Oh, we're in Act 7. Yeah, I don't think I've done any of the That's the point stuff, yeah. Where are you based, protagonist? You're in America? Or are you like West Coast or something? My guess is West Coast, considering the places you've been on holiday. Ah, in the Marines. The Windy City, eh? Oh, is that it? Ooh. Wow, this playlist is really Japanese 80s music, eh? Digging it. I need to find Groost. Oh, is that a Renaissance, is it? Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of 80s nostalgia lately, hey? I mean, I'm an 80s baby, you know? And I'm coming back into popularity. At the moment, I don't know. I think it's hard to tell, right? Because I'm still getting used to the way PoE1 plays. I don't like that there's a, you know, fail state for when she's cleansing the breach area. Like, she can get killed. Like, it's not that difficult for her to get killed. It's not fun. You know, it's so hard to tell what's going on, and you need to, like, protect her. I mean, obviously just by killing enemies quickly, but sometimes, you know, you're facing the wrong direction and they get a few hits in, and then a few more hits, and it's only happened once, but didn't like it. But it's the graphs are really fucking cool. They and like for leveling, like doing the breach stuff in the campaign, you know, I'm like super over leveled. I'm what, 6 levels over? I'm like over geared. I've used a bunch of them, but at the moment I'm using the one that makes those big hands appear and slam. Return to dust. The ice tornado one carried like my early axe as well. Really good. Yeah, it's at least 4k damage, right? Because you can see on the roll of the graft itself, it does 106% increased damage. Because you can only scale them from the grafts. You can't scale them with your other. Like they don't scale off your passive tree or your gear or anything, just on the graft itself. But yeah, they're really cool. The active ones with a cooldown are really powerful. Like the ice tornado is probably my favorite. It like just follows all the enemies around, does tons of frost damage, freezes them. It's a really good oh shit button. No, the hands are passive. They just pop up every so often. I think each one does 4 to 6k, you know, so it's like 20k damage. I mean, you say that, but the active cooldown ones do just as much damage. They just have quite a long cooldown. And then there's more defensive ones, like there's one that gives you like a molten shell, basically. Oh, what is this? Bad Abyss? Yeah, it's like one that like absorbs damage for you and then explodes in a fire nova. That one's pretty cool. There's some of them only work with like attacks, not spells. So there's one that covers things in ash when you attack, which is obviously really powerful for attack-based ignite builds. My damage is starting to fall off a bit. I'm gonna get the Singularity Scepter, I think, when I hit 62. Was where I should have gone in the oh, that's a good idea, yeah. I like that idea. Just gonna have a waypoint. Am I out of luck? But yeah, it's a really cool league mechanic. Like the loot tree is really cool. The mechanic itself drops tons of loot. Yeah, I like I like most aspects of it except the, you know, the escort style part. I can't be bothered to do Alva. That's the one where you have to go to like the temple, right? Oh, also, the loot tree, it just prints 5 links. I got a 5 link at what, like level 50? And I have a second one spare. Yeah. Probably goes a long way to making the campaign feel like brain dead easy. Fun, come play. Yeah, no, but it'd be nice to actually, you know, have to... Though I guess the visual clarity stuff is so bad. I don't know if I'd want it to be expecting me to dodge stuff more. That doesn't seem like it would be very fun. Maybe it's a good thing, it's just not that interesting. Right, yeah. I mean, fully juiced Abyssal is really rough, but like everything is rough in this game. I mean, I'm not saying PoE2 doesn't have clarity issues, but more often than not, I can't see what I'm meant to be killing in this game once effects start happening. But I guess you're not meant to, right? Everything's meant to die instantly. Less of a problem with Wave of Conviction, but when I was playing Rolling Magma, like, you know, I couldn't see what I was meant to be hitting. And so I couldn't, like, send the magmas in the right direction. I was just missing the rare. Leveling his spells feels really good, though. Self-cast feels really nice. What am I doing? Yeah, so like this kind of breach, the one is one that you can fail, but you don't get any rewards. If you fail it. Whereas if you like don't fully complete the expanding breach, you at least get something. You've got these little buttons you have to click as well, which can be a bit annoying to click when you're... no, the tree just prints loot. You earn the like currency you need for the tree from doing these kind of events. So you get womb gifts, which you need, and you get graft blood, which you need. So you need both gifts and graft blood to print loot. What is this? No thank you. Or should I check what he's offering? A ring that has an alternate 5% increased strength, 4% dex, full res, attack damage. Is this a good ring? I can't tell at all. Alright, let's do it. Will I get this? Oh. Clear the thing and then don't advance it. Ultimatum in maps, huh? Oh, I have to go to the stone circles. I just take the reward. Well, I mean, it's not exactly good in PoE 2, is it? Oh, I have to go to Dread Thicket. I remember now, I've got to go get the fireflies, haven't I? What does my guide say I should do now? Damage? Yeah, I guess trials would be more interesting if there was like upside. If there was more of the like rares have more modifiers stuff, even if it made it harder, right? But had more reward, but it's just always pick a bad option. It's not very fun, is it? The Den of Despair. I need to go in there for skill points, right? I seem to remember from many years ago. Yeah, Sekimos can be fun, right? When you get the really nice combos of everything. You're like flying through, one-shotting everything. I don't mind Sekimos too much. Now I can head back to Yena. Yena! Two passive points. Ooh. Apparently I meant to go down here. More life regen. I'm gonna go via the strength. Why not? Take the star to Whalem. Get some more passive point. What else do I need to do? So I've done Master of a Million Faces, I've done Queen of Despair, I've done Kiyosharo's Star. Okay, and I've done my 2 trials, so I can just finish this now. Scooby-Doo-Booby-Doo-Doo-Scoop. This feels like the longest act. What do the races do the acts in? Like 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something crazy? I'm at like 9 hours 23. Act 7. I guess I've been taking my sweet time, enjoying the enjoying the process somewhat. Doing all the breach stuff. Oh, I need to put a second curse in Arcanist's brand. Oops. I think the thing that surprises me is how tanky I feel as a caster. And I think it has something to do with there being a little bit of life on the tree. It's not like there's huge amounts of life on the tree. But just like that extra, like, you know, 20-30%, it really makes a difference. Just give us a little bit in PoE2, you know, just a little taste, just a little supple at the teat of life. Not too much. I don't want too much, you know. I don't want to get full of life. Just a smidge. Yeah, there's tons of ES scaling, right? I was writing my script for my feedback video, which I do need to record this week. And I think my suggestion for balancing ES is to make recovery time inversely proportional to total ES. And just have the downside of like massive stacking be recovery rate. Because that feels like that's what they want the philosophy of ES to be, right? You are trading the ability to recover by having a very large pool. But even though they've nerfed, you know, some forms of ES recovery, it's still pretty egregious. And the fact that recovery rate is positively proportional to your total ES is, I think, the mistake there. Well, I mean, I think you're going to limit design space no matter what you do, right? I mean, what do you think? Do you think would be a better solution? I think just scrap the ability to stack it so high. I mean, I'm not a game designer, you know. This is just what it feels like, and then they could allow you to stack life a bit higher and have equally difficult barriers to recovering it. I mean, you can get like, you know, 5-6k life in PoE 1, right? Without needing to do like life stacking shenanigans. I mean, that's going to be my suggestion in my feedback, right? Whether I'm right or wrong. That's the idea I want to put forward. And maybe them as good game designers, you know, can take that idea and make it a good idea. Or ignore me completely. Whatever they want to do, I'm happy. Game's still fun. Well, I don't know if I could play a game like this on mouse and keyboard full time. I can feel the RSI. I can feel it developing as I play. Yeah, the armor formula is not very intuitive. All good, right? Yeah, it's very clunky. I remember this boss now. Oh no, poor Silk. couldn't tell you what was going on there, but I didn't die, so all good. To have it function like a guard. Yeah, possibly. It's not a bad idea. Have evasion contribute to crit damage reduction. Do you think crits are a big enough issue? Do you think that's where like one shots are coming from? Or you just mean on top of what it currently does? Yeah, I mean, you could have strength function like guard, right? Or in combination with armor. I mean, it's a cool idea. Are you going to put that together in a feedback video? Are you going to do one for this league before 0.4? I'm a little afraid to use my ancient womb gifts until I know if I'm like target farming a unique. Oh, I see what you mean, right? I guess changing armor to behave like ward would make little hits worse, right? He's basically just describing ES, aren't you? Bad against lots of small hits, good against big hits. Maybe I'm not understanding what you mean by ward. It's not. It's a regenerating buffer, right? Oh, it has a threshold, right? I guess I don't know what ward does, you know. So you don't lose ward providing it doesn't go over the threshold. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If it works like that, yeah. Now I understand. Now it's an even better ES. Imagine ES and ward. You'd be invincible. Nothing would ever hurt you. This would be super effective. Deirdre's Damning. Fire damage, attack damage, area damage. Oh, on poison immunity, Jade Flask. Nice, nice, nice. Instant recovery on low life. I'll keep my seething one for now. Halamawana. Ooh, 30% move speed boots. Is it time to switch away from my Nomics? My Nomics are so good though. I will buy these. I think you should make a PowerPoint presentation and show it to GGG. That's a great idea. Line go up.
See you.
I'll watch your PowerPoint. This is the internet. You don't need credibility for opinions. You got it all wrong. You just espouse opinions until you look into getting it right, and there's your credibility. You can be like, see, I did that. Just, you know, you do it your way. Yeah, of course, man. Likewise, likewise. Oh, more Chaos Orbs. Oh, I'm level 62. I could equip, I could go and grab a Singularity now. Apparently that's very good unique for any version of this build. Especially the Arc version. Oh, you're gonna let the dogs out, eh? Last protagonist, let the dogs out. Oh, thanks, man. Alright. Tell your dogs they're good dogs from me. I'm sure they are. Because all doggos are good doggos. I'm lost. A portal gem. Cast on death portal coming up. Though I don't think I have the spare gem slots in this build. Seems like it has very strong gem pressure. It is hungry for gem slots, thanks to all the golems. Deirdre's cesspool. What I don't quite understand is like how much, I guess destroying more of these like breach structures, I think increases how many waves you get when you start. You have 6 waves. Heal. Any other button? FPS 144. Let me check my cheat sheet. What have I got to do in Act 8? Love is Dead, Gemling Legion, Reflection of Terror, and the Bathhouse. Love is Dead. I assume that's a Clarissa questline. Kill Deirdre. Pretty easy, pretty easy. I remember when these were difficult. I remember playing hardcore PoE1 and being so worried about Deirdre. Ran completely the wrong direction. Next waypoint, I'm gonna go and buy a Singularity. you. Exit. Exit. Let's actually I better take this. Some life. Let me think about whether I should use some more auras. Or replace the ones I'm using. Think about which auras I should use. All I'm using is Herald of Ash at the moment. I guess I should maybe do like more Determination, Malevolence. Alright, there's the bathhouse. There's a waypoint. Okay, let's sort out some gear and gems.
Watch yourself.
Oh, weird sounds coming from town. Right, what am I doing? Let's go market. Singularity. Should be 1 chaos. Oh, they're even cheaper already. Oh, Foulborn. Cold damage over time multiplier though. What does it replace? Lightning damage to spells, okay. How do you filters miscellaneous? Search by Foulborn. There's just the one Foulborn modifier it can roll. Cold damage. Cold damage. Looks like it. Dang, there's a lot of them, eh? Alright, let's do Foulborn no then. Get a good roll. So we can roll cast speed up to 18. Really the added lightning, right, that I want. is like perfectly rolled nearly. It's kind of the same game. Oh, I lost out on the perfectly rolled one for 1 chaos. Okay, back to the market panel. Alright, almost perfectly rolled. For 2 chaos. You'd like to see the manager. Alright, let me go and get him for you. Hello, this is the manager. How can I help? I think I got a good deal. I bought it pretty quick. Yes, I got a good deal. Async trade, baby. Like to see the accountant. Alright, bear with me 1 sec. Hello, this is the accountant. How can I help? No, she called in sick today. She's come over all dead. Oh, actually, I need to go and buy Ellie Weak. Where do I buy Ellie Weakness? F3. I know, right? Lazy. They're lazy. How you doing, bud? You doing good? Aura. Pride? There's a Malevolence. Arctic Armor? I get an Arctic Armor. Act 2. Go buy an Arctic Armor. You've got terrible indigestion. Oh no. Malevolence, Arctic Armor. I guess maybe I should get Determination. That's in Act 3, could have got it while I was there. What about Divine Eye? What are they using? Skitterbox? Arctic armor. Race. Yeah, I could do Grace. These will do at the moment. Weight indigestion. Very good. Yeah, you're probably right. I imagine it's unlikely anyone's had great indigestion. Arctic armor. I'm gonna turn off Herald of Ice, Herald of Ash. How are the house repairs going? Why, oh, right. Gotta kill this guy. Hector. Get the wings of Vastiri. Oh, painting this week. Are you gonna do it, or are you paying someone else to do it? Sometimes diarrhea can be amazing. Diarrhea. Excellent suggestions as always, protagonist. PoE 1 mechanics and painting with shit. Excellent. I mean, you say that, right? But whenever you see diarrhea that's not in the toilet, it seems like there's an awful lot of it. Oh, I didn't switch my wave of conviction. Now I'm not even casting it. I think I was hard parried by my golems then. Oh, you've not lived until you've seen diarrhea outside of its natural habitat. I don't know if I believe you, I know where you live. I need to find the Trial of Ascendancy. I feel like we've probably seen it together, you know? At some point. That sounds weird, doesn't it? I don't mean like, you know, we specifically went on a day trip to see puddles of diarrhea. Oh, there it is. Well, unfortunately, this plaque is facing the wrong direction, so I can't see which one it lit up. Alright, now I can leave to the High Gardens. You know, I don't want my stream to become a channel that just talks about poop, but you know, you gotta let things take their own path. Poop. Very good. What? It collapsed? Someone's a level 100? What the hell? Book of Exile, yeah. All good suggestions for the next stream title. I will take your sincere and insightful feedback on board. Consider implementation. Ah, the exploding... what do you call them? Rip. God. Forgot about these. Oh, I saw the thumbnail for that video. The one in the thumbnail looked pretty cool. I'm looking forward to setting up my KFC and I'm looking forward to when I move house, setting up my new, you know, office / streaming studio. I haven't really put much effort into this one because I know I'm going to be moving. You imagine the person that just dinged 100 is the KFC Burger King guy, yeah. Still, like, I mean, I guess they've just done nothing but play, but I didn't realize how fast 100 was in this game now. I gotta say, I feel like I found a lot of chaos orbs. Now we can finally play the game, yeah. Finally do endgame now. Yeah, I mean, I guess me planning to have like a lot of my Atlas completed by the end of tomorrow is extremely, extremely slow, eh? In PoE 1 standards. Oh, I remember this boss being annoying. Yeah, I definitely got that impression when I was watching one of the podcasts, you know, And they were like, if you're not in maps by, hour 12, there's no way you'll make money on the market. Like, what? The market will be cornered already. I guess they're talking about specific items, but... I've definitely enjoyed this League launch, not doing what I did for the PoE 2 0.3 League launch of, like, streaming all of my playtime. It's quite tiring to be on camera for that long. For, like, no real reason. So I've enjoyed, like, still playing, but being able to, just relax, listen to podcasts. You couldn't get through Act 1. Is there another exit from the bathhouse that I'm missing? Is that what I've done here? Pick my cheat sheet. Where am I going next? I guess I'm going for, like, just more defense nodes now. Have 10% effect. Can also go down to, like, arcane capacitor here. This is not the right camp. What am I doing here? Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. I also need to go to the key and find the Ank of Eternity. Yeah, well, I've, like, I'm still in the campaign. I've got 7 chaos. That'll kit me out with async trade. Right, yeah, there is another exit from the bathhouse. I knew it! What else? Toxic Conduits has another exit as well. Oh, that's the... Is that the key? I should probably go there. Grand Promenade. Probably... I'm confused. Have I been here? This is not the right one, right? Yeah. Yeah, I need a different exit. So, this way. There we go. Yeah, I mean, even if you joined like PoE 2 now, right, with the economy and the state it is, there's like so many things worth like multiple divines. Like, as long as you get to T15s, which is easy enough to do, you can just like make all the money you need to be able to do any content like so quick. I guess the difficulty is more for like new players, like knowing how to find things that are, you know, desirable in late league, because they're not necessarily the things that are desirable in early league. Like all the crafting stuff becomes like way more expensive in late league, right? Whereas like, you know, uniques I think get a bit cheaper. Lineage gems are cheaper now. Well, my hand hurts, but it's partly because I went climbing yesterday. Maybe I need to change my grip up. Oh, I haven't found the Ankh. Found the Ankh. I remember now this area. What's that sound? There's my little exclamation mark. I hope respecking isn't too expensive. I get a bunch of free respec points, right, when I want to switch to Arc. So it should be alright. The tree is very similar. Yeah, it should be right. I think they're like their intention, right, was to make respecking feel as easy as it does in PoE 2, I think, which I respect. So I just respect these like burning nodes, fire damage nodes when I want to switch. The Gemling Legion, travel to the Grain Gate. Alright, let's go back to the bathhouse. Wait, what? There's another area after the key. Ah, bollocks. Should I have found another... Should I have found another exit in the key? There isn't another exit from the key, is there? Oh, there must be, right? If there's an arrow, there's an exit. Maybe it's over here. No, dead end. Is there another exit? This feels like it's leading somewhere. Yeah, it must be this way. Alright. Aelith! Aelith! What game's that from? Aelith! Oh, I think I'm about to finish Silksong. Well, I don't know. I did look up spoilers. I'm about to unlock Act 3, I think. I need to do the quest first. I killed the enraged Conchfly, which was a tough fight. Yeah, you know my name. I'm okay with looking up spoilers for convoluted Metroidvanias like that. I just like finding all the bosses to kill, you know? I like the mechanical difficulty rather than the exploration difficulty. I just want to fight all the hard bosses. I've got the first Sinner to kill. I've got the Savage Beastfly number 2 to kill. Yeah, I had a couple of goes at it and then I went to do something else, but like it flows really well, right? Like I found myself constantly moving and constantly feeling like a badass because I was like always just dodging the attacks. It's really well coordinated, the fight. I thought the Phantom fight was really good as well. I did that while I was away. You know, you can tell how interesting my work trip was. But I had like lots of time on the train to play some Silk Song. But yeah, the Phantom fight was really cool. Yeah. I mean, the cogwork dances were a bit easy. But they were a very cool fight. And so sad. I like the thematic nature of the cogwork dancers fight, even if it was, you know, quite an easy one-shot. Yeah. Sag. Can I quality a gem that's already Val in this game? Like the Val arc I'm leveling, can I quality it, or do I have to quality and then corrupt a normal arc? Yeah, okay, I figured. I thought maybe because you can find them on the ground, they might have a different behavior, but alright. So I'll have to quality a normal arc and then corrupt it if I want that, right? And corruptions don't always produce the Val version of the gem, right? Okay. Good to know, good to know. I think the other feedback that I want to give for PoE 2, I was thinking about on the train while I was writing all this stuff down, because I was thinking, you know, we were talking before about the usefulness of build enabling uniques, you know, having to give up a slot for them effectively when they're low level. And one of the ideas was have a rune that, you know, upgrades them to a level 80 version. And another idea I had was just to have a rune that you can only slot in uniques that has like a bunch of stats. I think the upgrading to a higher eye level version would probably be easier to balance, because you know some uniques already do have good stats. I don't know. I feel like they need to do something. Like, I like being able to find old, you know, leveling uniques as a higher level. I think that's like, I think it's quite fun, given part of the, you know, part of the fun of ARPGs is doing like twink runs through the campaign to get your new characters up. So I wouldn't want all eye level uniques to drop as a scaled version, which is why I thought you could drop an item that scales them instead, a rune that scales them. Oh, there's tons, man. I have a whole tab full of them that I use to level all of my alts. I mean, they're like specifically for leveling, right? Like Gold Rim, Foxshade, Wanderlust. Mist Whispers, like really good until like late Act 3. I used Rampart Raptor for quite a while. Maybe just the first couple of acts, but you know, even if it's just the first couple of acts, you know, it's a few hours of being like super overpowered. And they should add more cool leveling uniques, you know. But yeah, some of them need a pass, right? Some are, many are better than others. Oh, lol. Yeah, you can't like, yeah. It's alright, I allowed it. That was a weird one. What a weirdly strict auto mod. Yeah, no, I think I'm okay with it being that you can't like target farm those uniques, because they do trivialize campaign, right? I don't know, yeah, I think it's okay that campaign on your first character is a struggle. I like it. But that's just me, right? I quite like League Start feeling you don't have access to anything. And if you do get a big drop, it's like, feels really good. You know, a unique that you'd never normally use, but because you're so gear starved. Oh, you mean like getting hard stopped at like Jaman Ra because you haven't got a good enough weapon? You know, you can't expect new players to be mechanically good enough to grind out Jaman Ra for 20 minutes, dodge all of his abilities. What the hell is happening with this? What is going on? I think being able to craft runes would go a long way as well. So you can just get whichever runes you need. That would be like a relatively small change, I think, that would make quite an outsized difference in how it feels. Like having to go on the currency exchange for like something as basic as runes is like, it's not it. It's not a good feeling. Yeah, I agree. Like, the only runes that should be on the currency exchange are blank ones and the, you know, the high-end ones. Everything up to like greater, you should just be able to buy. Should be able to craft. So you get that weird like meta where like lesser fire runes or lesser lightning runes are worth, you know, like 20 exalts, whatever they were worth at some point. Oh, you mean turn a skill gem back into an uncut? Do you think it would be an issue if you could select a skill level, anything below the gem you've leveled it to? You know, say you've leveled it to 15, you could just select what level you want it to be. Do you think that would be an issue? Right. Yeah. I mean, I kind of get the philosophy, right? That there's some level of friction. Like, I kind of get it, but it just, that doesn't feel like good friction to me. Level 8 spirit gem should not cost a divine. Or be as rare as they are, you know? Yeah, right? That shouldn't be the case. I don't know what else I put in my notes. What else did I put in my notes for the feedback? Oh, it's not synchronized. Whoops. I can't see it on this computer. It's because I did it on the Eurostar. But I think the other feedback I had was like life, you know, make it easier to get more life. Like it should not be as hard as it is to get above 3k life. Where am I going? Where am I going? What am I missing from this Solaris temple? Yeah, I think my other feedback is generally just around like normal gameplay stuff, right? That everyone else likely has similar feedback too. You don't agree that it should be easier to get above 3k life? If you put life on every piece of gear on a Warbringer and take a couple of life nodes on the tree, you end up with like 2600 life after like full investment in all of your suffixes. Prefixes? I don't know, man. That doesn't seem good to me, right? Because 2.5k life is not enough. Way too easy. And 3k, like 3k still isn't quite enough, but at least it feels slightly more comfortable. I found on like all of my evasion builds, having a total health pool of around 4k didn't make me feel invincible, but it felt good, right? I could do Simulacrum, I could do like juiced maps. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some issues with enemy scaling, right? Not in all cases, but there's still some outliers. Basically all the enemies that killed my warriors on hardcore. Those are the outliers. You got the breach one that fires those little bolts that do like 1500 damage each. Sure, I mean spiky overtuned, the same thing, right? The overtuned bit is the spike. Yeah, I mean, I'm just pointing to like specific instances, right, where I know which mob it is that's doing too much damage. Given how difficult it is to avoid their attacks. It's like a combination of those things, right? Like you can have mobs that do that amount of damage, but you need to be able to be aware that they're going to do it and react. But in those cases, you often, you know, if it's going to kill you, it's because you really haven't had time to react. Yeah, I mean, I said some mobs are overtuned, right? Potato, potato. Yeah, it doesn't have to be on the tree, right? I'm just saying it shouldn't be as hard as it is to get to 3k life. If they're keeping damage the way it is, right? If they're going to lower the damage spikes, then it's a different solution. There's a bunch of ways you could do it, right, without having mandatory passive 3 points, which is what they're trying to avoid, right? That you have to take life. You kind of have a problem with ES, right? If you're ES, then you have a bunch of mandatory points you have to take on the tree. They're not always the same ones, but it's about the same number of points. I guess I'm running into... Oh, I can take this cluster. There's no life play style. I mean, there's a leech, right? I'd class that as a life play style. But you can't get a big enough pool to leech back, unless you're like Titan or something. I mean, Blood Mage is pretty cool, right? As a life build. Where they're constantly like bouncing up and down. Spend the life, gain the life. Get life from stacking ES. Yeah, I think like that kind of berserking idea. It's a really cool idea. It would be really hard to do though, right? Maybe it's just because I'm looking at it from the perspective of trying to level hardcore characters that are life-based. I felt very constrained in what I was able to do. And it didn't feel right, you know? Like I should have taken the life node on my Titan instead of the armor node. And that maybe would have kept me alive. And I know they're not going to balance around hardcore, but I think it's still a valid perspective, right? Because that's when you really notice the disparity between life and other forms of defense. Yeah, I mean my character's crossbow there, right? It just, you know, things get very frantic, you know, like this. And then you're expected to dodge like tiny little bolts that fire out or get, you know, 3-shot in quick succession. But yeah, it's just... Unless you're literally one-tapping like every screen that you come across. I think they'll figure it out, right? I don't think they're just going to leave it in the state it is. Yeah. I mean, Act 1 on Monk, if you're playing quarterstaffs. I don't know if it's still how it was before, but I remember that being pretty rough. I've definitely had instances where Jaman Ra has taken me a good, you know, 10 minutes of like wearing him down little by little. Only surviving because I had the, you know, gain flask charges mod on my flask. Yeah. I have to say though, I do really enjoy it when it's like a really long flight and you like clutch it out, you know, you're like dodging all of his axe swings and all of the abilities he's like spamming on the field. You know, like wearing him down bit by bit. It feels good. Like it's definitely engaging. But that's not what everyone wants from their ARPG, eh? I wish more of the endgame bosses felt like that. I kind of, if you don't go into Zesht completely overgeared, I got a lot out of learning Zesht. That became a really fun fight for me. Like, I can just go into it with sort of any gear level now. And I quite enjoy, like, doing all of the dodges. I remember the first time, like, you know, I didn't overgear Zesht and I tried to just zerg him down and ignore his abilities, and I panicked when all the hands came up and stuff, and I was like, oh, this feels so difficult. And then I actually, you know, just spent some time learning it, and now that feels really good. Really fun fight. King of the Mist is a mess though. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think that ship sailed on the endgame feeling like campaign? How do they wind it back? I don't know if they can. I guess it's so hard to find a way to have like the inflection point between you know, like eventually you should have invested so much in your gear that you are, you know, zooming through maps, killing bosses in, you know, 20 seconds or whatever. But finding a good way to create that inflection point where that happens without the trivialization coming much earlier, it seems like it's quite difficult. Clicky things. These soul eaters, man. Yeah, I mean, sitting here as armchair devs, you know. I quite like the way that Jonathan puts it, you know, when I think it's good communication where he like rephrases people's issues. He's like, you want to skip the campaign? No, what you want is a more fun campaign. Like stuff like that, I think is a pretty healthy way of looking at feedback. We don't want you to skip campaign, but we also don't want it to be boring. Yeah, it would piss a ton of people off, right? I mean, people get pissed off no matter what, right? Where they're like, oh, why can't I, you know, obliterate everything on one divine budget the moment I hit maps? And why can't I skip campaign to get there? Why can't I do it within half an hour of logging on? What do you mean by the itemization? It tried to flag your message because you said tryhards? Why? Weird filtering. Dude, why is it blocking tryhard? Has it become a slur that I don't know about? Weird.
The dreamer welcomes you. She will soon bear fruit.
More chaos for daddy. Right. I think I get what you're saying.
The Genesis tree accepts your offering.
His gloves seem good. 120 ES for some fire res and intelligence.
She is pleased.
Spell crit, mana, spell suppression. +2 fire. Global crit multi. Mana. I think I should be keeping this stuff now.
Welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, it's good that they added a way to easily get that +6. But then it's just mandatory, right? Which is a different problem. It's like cool, every time I craft a weapon I have to use a perfect essence of battle, you know? Yeah. It's just boring in the same way as like always having to scale with crit is. And then I've got this necklace. Like in some ways, I mean, as part of my feedback I was writing, like in some ways I like that, you know, you don't really need the +3 on neck if you have the +6 on weapon, but then you always have to have the +6 on weapon. It's kind of weird. So the neck is like a bonus, and the weapon is mandatory in my eyes anyway. Right, with the current level of content, if content was harder, then the neck would probably be mandatory as well. But it's what, it's, you know, 2 divine max to make a weapon that can do all content. Yeah. Circling itemization gets dictated by how damage and stats are scaled on percentages rather than flat values. Devs can't control multiplicative scaling, so top-end builds will always be light years behind off-meta ones. Do you mean crunch down the base damage so that you don't get the runaway multiplicative scaling? Or remove multiplicative scaling? To go back to the harbour bridge. Oh, my hands are so tired. Oh. Only 2 hours 20 into this session. Might take a little break. And say goodbye to my girlfriend before she goes out. Stretch my hands. Maybe give them a massage. Oh yeah, I have to take the sun and the moon orb, right? And then we get into that cool fight with the two what do you call them? They're like the two statue things. Are they gods? Moon and sun priestesses. Solaris and Lunaris, right? Good timing on this music. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, if people want to blast, it's just too easy to blast, in my opinion. Or like you say, right, like, it's too easy to completely trivialize the game with like a few meta skills, and then you try and do something interesting, and unless you invest enormous amounts into it, you just have a rough time. I mean, I feel like all of the builds I did this league with the crossbows, I don't think you could really class any of them as off meta, because just crossbows themselves, I think, are just in a, like, they're just really strong, which is why the basic shot build worked. I don't know if I'd have had the same experience if I tried to make a build on every character with like maces. I don't know, maybe maces are fine. I've not played a mace build. Yeah. But like, it wasn't expensive to be able to do all content with like any ability I wanted to use, except Incendiary Shot. I've actually not played any of the, like, you know, super meta builds. I didn't play Lightning Spear, I've not played Lightning Arrow, not played Spark. They just seem, you know, they just seem completely uninterested in it. I don't know, I think people dislike the reload mechanic enough that it won't ever be meta. Like, not on the level of like Lightning Arrow or Blood Mage Spark and stuff, right? You can't ride a rower or move as fast as the Blood Mage Sparker. I don't think people are gonna consider it. Yeah, before you get all the attack speed, right? Reloading feels awful. I forget as well, right? Because, you know, I spend so much time with him in endgame. I'm like, oh, reloading's fine. And then I level a new character. I'm like, oh, yeah, this does not feel nice. Alright, what am I in? Act 9? Seems like there's not much to do. I got 4 skill points to get, 2 trials, and all your maps. Yeah, it took me a while before I tried permafrost in campaign, but yeah, you're right. It is in a really good spot. By far my quickest leveling. I think my fastest with all quests was like around, I think it was just under 5 hours, I think, by the end. With like twink gear, doing permafrost. Felt really, really good. Alright, I'm going to take a little break. Been playing for 2.5 hours. Stretch my legs, stretch my hands from all the clicking. I'll be back 5-10 minutes. Leave you with some 80s music. BRB. Oh, did it stop the music while I went? That's annoying. That's annoying. I thought I left you with some cool music, but it seems when I took my headphone out, it stopped. Whoops. Where am I going? Where am I going? This away. The Immortal Syndicate. That's Betrayal League, right? I think I did Betrayal. Remember it being very complicated. I'm taking a lot of damage. What my defense is at? I'm basically res capped. I am probably just not blocking enough. Or doing enough damage to kill things quickly. Something's doing lots of good damage. Oh, my so dumb. Because I didn't swap my Wave of Conviction back. Oh, it's not doing any damage. Classic. Classic forgetting to gem swap. Facing that way. Why are you facing behind you? You shoot the monster? Ridiculous. Onto my cheat sheet. Queen of the Sands, ruler of Highgate, Valenta's Vengers, and Enter Hungan. Don't need to do Stormblade. Need to do Ruler of Highgate, right? Queen of the Sands. Wendigos, eh? Or Vendigos. Oh. Starting to take a fair bit of damage. Probably need Algonquin, eh? I think the issue probably is I haven't had any gear upgrades in quite a while. I've not really been looking at new gear because of socket pressure. Just been upgrading damage really. It's fine. It's not like there's really any downside to dying. Did I remember any of the feedback? Have a look. Less loot. I want there to be less loot on the ground. Remember when they said, oh, you're not even going to need a loot filter? That'd be nice. I had a bunch of thoughts on like juicing, but it's quite long. It's many paragraphs. Basically the whole rarity discussion, right? I mean, that's a good question, right? I don't know if I finished my thought in my notes, actually. So I don't think it's well thought out enough. Oh, I think my main gripe was basically how crafting and loot interacted in the latest league. That they devalued rares on the ground so much that you ended up filtering out most of them, and so you're basically just looking for currency, which is not very fun to me. So I think it's probably more to do with the interaction between how easy it is to craft better gear than you could pretty much ever find, you know, besides for some very rare instances. I think that's my main issue. So it might not be a case of less loot on the ground, but make it more exciting to pick up. Yeah, I mean either, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the interaction is that's making it not feel good. I mean, picking up rares felt good in 0.2, right? I think 0.020, because you could find, you know, items that just needed finishing. It's not like the rares are bad, right? It's just stuff you can craft is very, very, very good, especially with essence crafting. Right, nothing right. Yeah. Yeah, I think my issue is it feels like you get to a position where you're filtering out, almost every item that drops, right? The vast majority of, pretty early and way too early. At least in trade. But that's what the game's balanced around, right? So. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of chaos crafting. I like the randomness of essence crafting, when you perfect essence crafting in a way. I don't know actually. I don't think I know enough about crafting to weigh in on like an opinion I'd want to stand behind, or even coherent enough to go back and forth on. I think all I know is I don't like that I have to filter out pretty much every ground item. I will leave it to smarter people than me to figure out how to make that feel better. I do like the greater imperfect currency, but I don't like whittle chaos crafting. Yeah, I guess That's a good summary. Filtering is in its current state is I don't think in a good place. Or at least not in a place that I enjoy, right? Where everyone's just looking for tinks on the ground. Yeah, and I think that point comes too early, right? I think is my issue. Like, when did you activate, your like much stricter filter in the last league? Quite early, right? And maybe it's also to do with the design philosophy of like when should you have progressed to a certain point, what is considered or should be considered like a significant enough amount of playtime to be where you're like on the strictest filter. 40 hours? 50, 60? That's an interesting approach. Yeah, it's weird, right, when you see newer players' screenshots of them at endgame and the ground is just thousands of items. Is that what your screen looks like all the time? Crazy, man. How do you do it? So are you playing the game, like looking at it from a feedback and how you would improve it perspective?
Yes.
Treating it as a real early access. You're giving the feedback that they want. How would you rate PoE 1's tutorialization on a scale of -5 to 10? What do you mean by a single player? As in non-group play or not interacting with the economy? No, I mean, what do you think about the tutorialization of PoE 1? Because I definitely found it lacking. Had to check the wiki many times. Yeah. I think they do a good job of explaining everything. Yeah, it's a good comparison. Like, I don't know if I was being dumb, but I equipped the, was it the cruelty support? This support? I can't tell you where you can find out what cruelty is. You know, the effect. Does it tell you anywhere in game? Like, oh no, there we go. Never mind. I just needed to hold Alt. Okay, my bad. I am dumb. Just delete that bit. Advanced tooltip. No, it's a different button, but yeah. Yeah, actually, I just didn't occur to me. I should have done advanced tooltip. Never mind. Never mind. I mean, I use keyboard and mouse still all the time on PoE 2, right? For trading and stuff, but not for playing. Still using a blue ring. Should probably stop using a blue ring. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. It is presented as a single player game. None of these have bleed immunity. Oh, Gauntlet! There's a blast from the past. Oh man. Mentioning that game just like shot me right back. So he was sitting on my mate's floor playing Gauntlet. Yeah, man. Classic. PS2, right? Was it PS2 or PS3? Oh, right. What am I thinking? There was a PlayStation version that I played. Oh, what would it have been? Nearly 20 years ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, I must have played one of the sequels, but still, man. It's very classic. Single player ARPG. I never had a NES. My first console was a Super Nintendo. Well, after the Amstrad. My dad had an Amiga. You know, when I went to visit my dad, he let me play on his Amiga. But yeah, my first console was a SNES. What do I do with the basilic acid? I feel like I meant to do something with that. What am I doing? Got reservation mastery. I guess I should take mana mastery. Already got mana mastery up here. I haven't taken any life mastery yet. According to the build guide, I'm meant to come down here, get these endurance charges, some more life down here, get glancing blows. Alright, I'll do that. Get some strength while I'm at it. But I still remember the feeling of playing Diablo 1, you know? Chain Lightning Sorcerer. Peak ARPG. And in my memory, it had great graphics, but I know I've seen it more recently, and it does not. There's the whole screen. Oh, I need to go back to the foothills, to the desert. What thing with CRT visuals? Is it to do with our memory of them? Hit me with your interesting effect. What? They looked better? Ah. What made them look better? Oh, interesting. Cool. Yes, 3D ones. Oh, dang. That's cool. So what you're saying is I should replace my monitors with CRTs. No. Interesting, right? You know, why can't they just keep iterating on CRTs instead of switching? Are they more power intensive? I guess you have the big, you have to deal with a big cathode ray tube, right? People like slim tech. Do you ever watch those old? Maybe you don't because you're in the States. But me and my partner, we were watching. Like, there's a YouTube channel for like the BBC archive, and you can watch like old episodes of Tomorrow's World from like the 70s or like the 80s. You know, like when the internet first, started becoming available to consumers and stuff, and like what they were predicting the future was going to be like. And they keep calling the internet the information superhighway. They're like, on the information superhighway. And actually, I didn't realize how early video streaming was when the internet became popular. It was like internet video streaming was almost immediately available. Yeah, it's cool, man. You should check it out. It's quite funny. And there's like one where they're in like a house of the future. And they're like, oh, in the future, every wall in your house will be a touchscreen. No one thought to think about how much energy that would require. And like how many cables, wiring. They're like, people will want their technology to be as invisible as possible, right? And just seamlessly integrated into everything. Sometimes you're watching it and you're like, oh, if only you knew what was going to happen. Ah, the Twilight Zone, yeah, classic. This could have been an email. Yeah. What was it I saw the other day? Someone was talking about like the energy requirements of AI. I think it was to do with the bubble, and also that what they're saying that the next round of investment in data centers will need, is it 6 or 8 gigawatts of energy? And they're like, that's more than the DeLorean needed to travel through time. Yeah, I have most of my calendar blocked at work so people don't put Teams calls in with me. Luxury of being a global expert, huh? Can avoid people. Yeah. I guess, we grew up, me and you, The texting generation, eh? AOL, MSN Messenger. We want all communication to be by text. No phone calls, no video calls. I still have a strong aversion to phone calls. I can just about deal with video calls because I can see the other person's face, but yeah, I'd much rather it be text. ASL, yeah. Yeah, chatting to strangers on the internet, eh? Innocent times. AOL forums and chat rooms. Not forum, I guess just chat rooms for AOL. Do it then. Welcome to the world of tomorrow. You know who are the real psychopaths? Voice note people. You have any friends like that? Send them a text message, you get a voice note back. What are you doing? Unacceptable. Yeah, you just cut them off. Sorry, we're not friends anymore. You have broken the golden rule. You know, I'll send someone a message like, oh hey, you know, the party, Saturday, 8 PM. And they'll send me back like a 4-minute waffling voice note. To let me know they might be late. Yeah, I'm normally been in bed for 2 hours by then. I think if any of my friends call me, I know immediately that it's an emergency because they know not to call me. What was the reason? Was it a good reason? You never found out. You just never spoke to him again. Visual. 371 graft blood. I'm going to birth some more currency if I want. Maybe birth some grass, see if I got some new ones, some new cool abilities. I think the damage is starting to drop off on these hands. I want to finish the more Syndicate encounter. I want to find the Tratham powder. Oh, it's over here, I think. Wow. You bad at keeping in touch? You being a bad friend, protagonist? Hmm? Is that what's happening? Yeah, I agree with you. He can like have the conversation with you about being bad at keeping in touch while also just telling you what he wanted. Why do they have to be separate things, eh? Oh, finally, upgrade to my flask. Which one of these is a map tab? Fragments? What's this? Ah, maps. Muff a map. I have so many stash tabs. Be nice to actually use some of them, eh? Had them for so long. Yeah, I mean, there has to be compromises to be made, right? I mean, on his side, right? If you have a boundary you want to set in terms of like how you contact each other, and if he's not okay with that, then that's something to discuss, right? Like you say, rather than being weirdly passive-aggressive about it.
The dreamer welcomes. She will soon emerge. She oath, be ever vigilant.
Oh, more unique skill points. Do I just go for Foulborn? Reach specific? It's hard to know, right? Multiple Foulborn modifiers. I think the fun option is just to go for Foulborn, isn't it? Earth's weapons and armors have a random amount of quality. Alright. Lowest level modifier removed. Oh, 2 points in the graft. Buy those. Let's birth a graft. Oh, I don't have enough blood. Okay, I'll wait. Yeah, I have some friends who are, you know, absolutely awful at replying to texts. You know, it can take them weeks to reply, but I just accept it. Let's do Bastiri to the Queen of the Sands. Yeah, I know what you mean about, you know, drifting apart, I guess you could say, as you get older, right? From friends that you've known a very long time, and the things that made them good friends in the past aren't necessarily things that could sustain the relationship now, so I think that's natural, right? Regardless of, like, maturity and stuff like that. I think I've found it difficult with some friend groups to maintain them since I stopped drinking. Didn't realize, you know, how many relationships in my life were like predicated on the thing we did together being drinking alcohol, or going to events where alcohol is like the most common thing that's available. So I've just made new friends. I don't need to do that. Face to face versus side by side. I've not heard that. It's an interesting idea. But I don't know if I understand what that phrase means. Face to face versus side by side. You mean as in like engaging directly with each other rather than like sharing hobbies? Right, okay. Yeah, I think that could be true. Why isn't this door open? Let me in. I mean, it is a lot easier to make friends as a man, right? When you're doing it through shared hobbies, or at least the beginning of a friendship. I think I've made most of my recent friends through music festivals. And there's a lot of like face-to-face there, right? I don't know. Yeah, janky as fuck. Janky is the theme of this game, eh? It works though, right? I'm having fun. We're not even at the fun bit yet. It doesn't make me feel like I want to log in as much as PoE 2 though. I have to say that. At least at the moment. You know, I wasn't like raring to go this morning like I would be on a PoE 2 league start. I was happy to like do other stuff, you know, which is probably healthy. Unlike PoE 2 league start, where I just want to play for non-stop all the time. Wreath of Frasier. The ruler of Highgate. Where do I do that? Kira has kidnapped Oyun. I've done Queen of the Sands. Is ruler of Highgate just not yet? Yeah, I agree with the Brian King fight. Thankfully it's not difficult, but yeah. I get you. I'm gonna have to look up where the ruler of Highgate is. Oh, it's off the quarry somewhere, eh? Oh, there's an arena here somewhere? Okay. I'll find the arena. Is this the arena? Shrine of the Winds. That sounds right. Oh yeah, I remember this fight. Sin's waifu. Oh, there sure are a lot of invulnerability phases in these boss fights, eh? They do love to make those health bars turn yellow. Isn't me or is Sin younger in this than he is in PoE 2? Thought this was after. Oh, it's before. Oh, okay. Never mind, I got confused. Yeah. Alright, well. I called it, he's younger. I'm very observant, you see. What did you think to D2 playing it after without you know, nostalgia glasses on? Could you get into it? I imagine it's quite difficult to get into. Yeah, rune words were the big thing, eh? In the end game. Oh yeah, the Diablo fight. I remember, was it, it's been a while since I played it, but the, is it the Banshees in that area as well being really annoying? Like their attacks were quite easy to dodge, right, but I think they did a lot of damage. I don't remember if that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of Diablo 1. I didn't know that. I never play minions, so I did not know that that was an issue in D2. My favourite class in Lord of Destruction was Druid. How far did you go into the endgame? As in like the ephemeral items, or you just mean like base items? It's been so long since I played. I don't think I ever really got into trading in Diablo 2. I think I tried it a couple of times, and like I didn't have anything that was worth even one stone of Jordan. Not summoning any monsters. Fair enough. Did you have fun? That's the question, eh? I mean, I've heard people talk about itemization in D2 as being quite pioneering, so for its time. I'm trying to help you. Let's see what's going on. I'm on normal, but not on Nightmare in Hell. Yeah, fair enough. So a good first playthrough, but struggled with the longevity. Yeah, I mean, repeating everything on Nightmare in Hell, I have to admit, as well, wasn't that fun. I don't know why, but I always enjoyed 3-to-1ing gems in like Diablo. I don't know, you know, it's just really satisfying converting everything up from like small gems into perfect gems. I think one of the criticisms I have of PoE 1 is it doesn't feel like there's any weight to anything. Like I rarely realize when I've been hit. Even when I get stunned, it's really difficult to tell that you've been hit. But even like the you know, when I get stunned out of an animation, it's difficult to tell that that's happened. I can only really tell because I'm in the middle of channeling Flame Blast. I feel like that's one of the things they got really, like they've done really well in PoE2 is like feedback on like what's happening. Even if the visual clarity is poor, you kind of still, for the most part, have pretty good feedback. Obviously ground degens have no feedback, which is probably one of the reasons that they're loathed so much. You kind of like don't know that you're dying to a ground degen until you see like how much health you're missing. But like big hits you feel. Oh, player consecrated grounds to overwrite hazards. Cool idea. Yeah, there's fireworks going off very loudly. It's Halloween party weekend. I feel like I missed a passive point. Oh no, I got them both at the... Right, Act 10, but I think I'm gonna end the stream. I think it's getting quite late into the day and my hand hurts. And my lights are starting to get very bright. But I'll be back online tomorrow afternoon for a long session. My partner is off on a work trip next week, and I have booked the week off work, so I'll be streaming and playing a lot. But yeah, I'll be back online tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a little later than normal time, but we'll see. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out. Have a good evening, or day, wherever it is. Bye!